Have you ever pondered how wars have shaped human history? Imagine a world where wars never happen. Would our societies, economies, and political structures look the same? Unlikely. Wars, as horrific as they are, have played a significant role in shaping our world. From the formation of empires to the rise and fall of civilizations, wars have been instrumental. They've spurred technological advancements, altered economic landscapes, and transformed political ideologies. In the aftermath, societies have had to rebuild, often emerging stronger and more resilient. But how has warfare evolved over the centuries? To understand this, we'll journey through time, examining some of the most prominent wars in human history. We'll present them in chronological order, offering a glimpse into the progression of warfare from the earliest recorded conflicts to the modern wars of the 21st century. Prepare to journey back in time as we delve into the annals of history, beginning with the earliest recorded conflicts. Our journey begins in the dusty pages of ancient history, where warfare was as much a part of life as agriculture. The cradle of civilization was also the birthplace of conflict, with nations and empires clashing over territories, resources, and power. Consider the legendary Trojan War, a decade-long siege that echoed through the ages in the epic poems of Homer. This war was as much about honor and pride as it was about control of the strategic city of Troy. Or take the Persian Wars, where the mighty empire sought to extend its influence across the known world. These wars weren't merely about land or resources. They were about the assertion of power, the clash of cultures, and the shaping of history. Indeed, the ancient world was a battleground of ambitions and ideologies. And as we move forward in time, we see the face of warfare beginning to change. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, an era characterized by knights, castles, and yes, more wars. The Crusades were a series of religious wars that would shape the medieval world. Spanning 2 centuries, they were fought by Christian states of Europe against the Muslim states of the Middle East. The Crusades brought significant changes in military tactics with the introduction of heavy cavalry and castle fortifications. Meanwhile, across the English Channel, the 100 Years' War raged on. This prolonged conflict between England and France introduced new technology to the battlefield. The longbow, a simple yet deadly weapon, gave the English a significant advantage. These wars also stirred up geopolitical changes, reshaping borders and fueling the rise of national identities. But the story of warfare does not end here. As we move from the Middle Ages to the early modern period, the face of war continued to evolve. The progression of warfare did not stop there. The world was about to witness the birth of modern warfare. Enter the era of modern warfare, marked by 2 world wars that shook the world to its core. The early 20th century saw the outbreak of World War I, a conflict like no other before it. The war to end all wars, as it was optimistically called, was a global catastrophe, claiming the lives of around 20 million people and causing widespread destruction. Yet, it was also a time of rapid technological advancement. Warfare was no longer confined to the ground. The sky and the sea became new battlegrounds. Tanks, submarines, and aircraft entered the scene, changing the face of battles forever. Barely a generation later, World War II erupted, dwarfing its predecessor in scale and devastation. It was a war of ideologies, a struggle between the forces of totalitarianism and democracy. This war saw the introduction of even more sophisticated military technologies, including the atomic bomb, a weapon that would forever alter the stakes of global conflict. Following the Second World War, the world entered a period of prolonged political and military tension known as the Cold War. Although it was a time of relative peace, it was also a time of fear, as the threat of nuclear war loomed large. The Cold War era saw the rise of proxy wars, espionage, and technological race, further transforming the nature of warfare. The face of warfare has changed drastically over the centuries, reflecting the evolving dynamics of human societies. Wars have undoubtedly played a significant role in shaping our world. From the ancient battles that toppled empires, through the tumultuous conflicts of the Middle Ages and the early modern period, to the devastating modern wars that have redrawn borders and redefined societies. The progression of warfare over time reflects the evolution of humanity, for better or worse. As we reflect on the past, one can only wonder what future conflicts may look like and how they might once again reshape our world. Until then, remain curious and continue to explore the fascinating annals of our history.